Hi everybody, hope you're all doing okay. It's Saturday, 4th of July, it's Craig here, and just thought to give you a bit of an update for the tank. It's been a couple of weeks, as you can probably see now. We've got some fish in. We've got the clean-up crew in. I've just noticed one of my crabs has finally popped out. I've not seen that for a good 2 weeks or so. Few corals in there, a couple of SPS, three SPS, a couple of LPS in there. And I just really wanted to give you a bit of an update as to how things were going, so that you could see the progress of the tank, as it were. So it's update number 3 today. I did actually try and do an update yesterday, and hopefully this one works out a little bit better. I managed to record a 20-minute video with me with no head, so that might have been a bit better for some of you, but I kind of needed to redo. So let's hope today's goes a little bit better. So just a quick forewarning that over the next couple of days I'm going to put a video on which is sort of a totting up of everything that I've spent on the tank so far. I'm conscious that there's quite a few people now have sort of looked at the tank, the Red Sea Max e170. They've made the decision to go with it, so I kind of wanted people to see how much money it was going to cost them before they even really get going. If you're not new to the hobby, you know it's going to be an expensive hobby in any case, but I've had to, you forget little things like the refractometer, the salt, depending on which way you're running your system, whether you're going for the restart kit like I got for this. So yeah, I'm going to do that over the next, I'm hopefully going to record it tomorrow, so it'll be up over the next couple of days. But yeah, today's video is just a quick update. Got a new bit of equipment in the tank, so you can see that in a moment. I'll do you a quick walk around of the tank as well, and it'd just be interesting to see how you think it's going. I think it's going really well. What I've done is turned all the blues off for now, just so you could see the tank properly on this recording, so it's not really doing the corals justice. I need to kind of I need to find a better way of recording with the blues on so that you can see it properly. But yeah, tank's doing really well now. Nitrate's still touching on the high side, but the corals don't seem to mind it. Fish are obviously not too bothered. I'm still dosing the C-Chem Prime to keep the nitrite down and the ammonia down. It's working well. I've just noticed this morning, you can see I've actually got a banana wrasse, and I don't know if there's something wrong with him. He seems to be a little bit immobile today, which is a bit strange because he's been all right the last few days. So we'll see what happens with him. It might just be because I've just thrown those lights on. So I'm pretty sure a minute or two ago when I actually when I set the lights up, I'm pretty sure he buried himself. So it might just be he's just waking up. I don't know. I don't know if fish wake up. But yeah, so things seem to be going okay. Had a little problem with, so I'm not obviously I've mentioned Bursco Aquatics a few times. I'll keep mentioning them because they're my local fish store, and they've supported me over the last 7 or 8 years whilst I've been keeping fish. But the tank actually came from Complete Aquatics. I wanted to pay monthly for it, so I bought it online because unfortunately at the moment Bursco Aquatics don't do finance, as it were. So Complete Aquatics, they were all right. I can't really moan at them. I got some loyalty points when I bought the tank, so that meant I could get a couple of extra bits that didn't cost me any money. So that was quite a nice little function. I also, like nice little freebie. I got 5% off as well, so that saved about 75 quid. So it was all in all not a bad experience, but I had a problem with the auto top-up unit, which is this Tunzi Osmolator Nano, and they were not too receptive of the fact that I was having a problem with it. Came back to me, absolutely fine, emailed me back, no problems with that, but so it wasn't making any sort of noise when it was trying to pump the water back up to the rear sump, and I could see quite clearly that the little buoy or whatever it is that like sits on the system that it works within, the water was well below that level, so it should have been kicking in, pushing it back up. There's plenty of water in my reserve tub that I had with the RO in it, So it just wasn't working. I took it out and I could see that there was a little bit of rust on the pump, and they were basically saying, well, it's not covered by the warranty, you'll need to replace that yourself, etc. And I was like, it's less than 2 months old, guys. It's just not right that you're telling me I need to replace this myself. So I'd spent like, you know, the best part of 1,900 quid with these people. So I just thought, I'm not happy with that service. Made a bit of a moan at them, and they ended up replacing it, and I think they're going to pick that one up over the next few weeks. So so can't really complain. It's definitely working much better now. You can really hear the pump kicking in when the water drops below the level that it should be at. So I'm much happier with that now. I've started dosing this Reef Energy Plus Coral Nutrition, and it's the AB Plus one. So benefit to the AB Plus one is that you can buy A on its own, you can buy B on its own, but you don't have to mix it together. And it's quite cool actually. So when you put it in the tank, it's like a fluorescent yellow colour, and it just sort of dyes the tank for a few seconds, and it looks really awesome when you put it in, especially under the blues, obviously. So yeah, just waiting to kind of see whether that has any impact. I'm dosing 4 ml a day at the minute. It says to dose about 6 ml, but with me only having 4 or 5 corals in there, it just wasn't really worth dosing the full amount for now, I don't think. The bit of equipment that I've now got in the tank is this TMC Reef Tide 4000S. It's absolutely tiny. I mean, you can just see it on this side. It's probably the same sort of size as a golf ball, to give it some sort of perspective. It's nice. It was 90 quid. I wanted to get the MP10, but for now, with how much I'd spent on everything else, I just didn't think it was justifiable spending that. I'll probably get an MP10 maybe early next year once we get Christmas and that sort of stuff out of the way. But yeah, it's working well. I actually prefer it to this Tunzi Nano Stream. I'm not overly keen on it. The only thing I would say with the Reef Tide 4000 is that the little control unit that comes with it isn't fantastic. It's got some individual settings that you can sort of manually set, but with the Nano Stream you can specify if it's 27% power, if it's 100% power, 73, whatever it might be, you can specify it. This one just goes 40, 60, 80, 100. So I've got it on 40% at the minute, which is basically, it's saying, I think, yes, it's 4,000 litres per hour, so it's about 1,600 litres per hour. I could probably do with upping it a little bit, but I was just a bit worried about upsetting the corals, because I know they don't all like to be, under too much flow. So I'm going to maybe put it up to 60% and see what happens. But yeah, tank's going well, as I say. Nitrates are still relatively low. I'm dosing no-pox every day at the moment. I'm getting a nice bit of film on the front of the glass at the minute, which needs a clean. So there's obviously enough in there now to maybe start considering putting a couple of other snails and those sorts of things in there. Next fish, probably going to be Royal Grammer, maybe something like that. I just love the colour on the Royal Grammer. I would like is it the Orchid Basslet or something like that? Really beautiful purple colour, but I think they're a little bit more aggressive than the Royal Grammer, so I'm just going to wait and see on that one. And then I'd also, I'm going to get a peacock wrasse to go with the banana wrasse, and maybe something like sand sifting goby, and maybe a couple of Bangai cardinals, something like that. Not going to overload the tank too much, but the corals are in now, and they all seem to be really enjoying it. So what I'm going to do now is just show you briefly around the tank so you can see what's going on. So you'll see here, there's the new Reef Tide 4000S, which is, as I say, really seems to be working quite well. I've got my little black clowns there, so there's I think that one's going to end up being the male clown. and then we've got the female here. Now they've still, you can see there's quite clearly, but there's still some orange on both of those, but they will, you know, go jet black at some point in time. So that I'm looking forward to that. They're really nice. They actually paired off really quickly, quicker than I think I've ever seen a pair of clowns pair. So they, it was only about 2 or 3 days, and obviously the female was having a little nibble at him, and then they're fine now. They're just like being with each other. They've only been in the tank 8 days, and it all seems to be going quite well. We've got the banana ras down there, which actually seems to have woken up a little bit now, so I'm a little bit happy about that. And then you can just see down there we've got a Mexican turbo, and then you can see at the back down here we've got the one of my crabs down there. I've actually got 2 crabs, but I've not seen one of them for well over 2 weeks, so I'm assuming one of them's popped it. I've also got me cleaner shrimp somewhere, but he seems to have just gone and hidden for now. So you can see I've got a bit of green plated Montipora, which is really nice, and there's a little tiny bit of growth coming off it already, just on the front, at the bottom right hand side. You can see there, you can actually see that growth a little bit better under this light. I've got that red plated Montipora there, which is lovely as well. This light is not doing either of them justice. They're beautiful under the blues. And then you've got the little Goniopora there, which is now starting to open up properly, so really happy with that. And I love the Gonioporas. I'd love to get a red Goniopora, but there doesn't seem to be many around at the moment, so I'm just going to hang on, and once I see one of them I'm going to probably throw that in the tank, maybe over this sort of side. You can see I've got my green hammer coral there, which again is really coming on nicely, settled in nicely, extends out all the time, and you know, made up with that. And then, as I say, we've got this last SPS at the back here. I don't actually know what this is called. Is it like a Digiporus? I don't know, something like that. And you can see quite clearly there the polyps are nice and extended, and it's really nice coral. Again, under the it's got a little bit of a fluorescent tinge to it, so under the blues it looks absolutely fantastic. So yeah, it seems to be working well, the tank at the moment, but you know, I don't want to tempt fate. Oh, cleaner's just popped out again now. But yeah, so I'm really happy with how things are going at the moment. We're about 2 months in now, just over 2 months, and as I say, everything seems to be running as I would expect. I'm going to try and get some more corals maybe before the end of the month. I love getting the frags, as most people probably do, and seeing them grow. So my plan is to take a photo every 2 weeks, 1st and 15th of each month, just to see what the growth looks like in the tank over the next sort of 6-12 months. I'll probably do a montage of that over a bit of time. But yeah, that's me for today. As I say, I'm going to have a video over the next couple of days, and hopefully that'll give you some idea as to what I've spent on the tank so far. So if you're thinking of it, don't let your missus see that video, because I'm going to try and make sure my missus certainly doesn't see it anyway. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. If you've enjoyed this video, please, you know, like the video, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you can see some improvement in the way I'm delivering these videos. Now I've done quite a few now, so we're getting there slowly. It takes a bit of time getting used to it, but it's been good fun, and it's actually quite nice already looking back through those videos to see where the tanks come from over the last couple of months. So yeah, I really do hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you over the next few days. Thanks very much.